Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much. My question is about the inner body and what I've been experiencing as I've been traveling this path. Every time I put my attention on the inner body, I feel perhaps what you spoke about in, I think, The Power of Now, with old emotion, because I grew up in a traumatic environment that was very hostile and volatile and frightening. And so whatever I did to try to live is still sort of there, like the mechanisms I've been using. And sometimes it's very intense, like nausea, and it's just confusing, because I'm definitely getting better at allowing it to be there and making space, like, oh, and this is what I feel like right now.
Do you experience a pain body still coming up from time to time? Diminishing, or does it come up frequently? What form does it take? Just very briefly, what form does it take?
Mostly I'm aware of it when it comes up, and I know what it is. It mostly takes the form of being sick of the world. Like I'll just see the world as undesirable to be in.
So the pain body comes, and then you have certain thoughts that are about how dreadful the world is.
Right, and if I can stop the thoughts, it's just a tumultuous feeling inside.
Okay, that's good. If you can cut the link between the thinking and what you feel, and just focus on what you feel, then your mind no longer feeds the pain body with its thoughts. And of course it's not pleasant what you feel. It's not the pain body doesn't. And what you feel when you take attention into the inner body, even when you're not particularly experiencing a pain body attack, but nevertheless, when you take your attention into the inner body, you say you sometimes feel a certain...
It's almost always tight.
Tightness.
Yeah.
Nausea almost, unpleasantness. Yes, so that's the pain body that is there, although when you take your attention into the body, that's what you feel. You feel it in belly or chest? Or
the chest, mostly, sometimes throat. Yeah.
Yes. So attention actually is very helpful, also focusing. Don't ignore other parts of the body that actually feel fine. Whereas you might feel that here, but feet and legs and hands and arms may feel perfectly alive. And then you have the area of like a dark cloud or something like that hovering here. And so you just give it attention. And so you have the dark cloud is being surrounded by this field of aliveness, the rest of the body. And that in itself is a meditation that gradually transmutes the energy in the pain body. It's like like sunlight shining on something dark, or we could, whatever we want to call it, but it dissolves in the light. It sometimes doesn't like the light on it, but just make it into a meditation. And accept that it's there. You don't need to not even wish it wasn't there, because you have to cooperate with the present moment, align yourself with the present moment. This is what is. And then feel there's a huge area of aliveness still there. And then gradually that will shrink. And as it shrinks, it adds to the aliveness in the rest of your body. It's the past in you. It's a question of burning up the past in you, the emotional past, which is what the pain body is. Burning up the emotional past in you, the accumulated suffering from childhood. It's probably a lot, as you say, a lot of suffering in unconscious surroundings, which many of you experience, which I also experienced, perhaps you more than others, we don't know. But that's the transmutation of the pain body. It's part of the awakening And the pain body, you really use it as to motivate you to awaken, to become more present, more intensely present. The more intense your presence, the more quickly it shrinks. You never attack it. You don't go out and say, okay, now I'm going to attack the pain body. No, just intense presence. And then you will notice something happens to it. It lightens. Another analogy you could use is a heavy cloud, the sun shining into the heavy cloud, and in the warmth of the sunshine, the cloud dissolves. So, but make sure it doesn't use your mind. When you're telling yourself how dreadful the world is, and then perhaps for a while you look around and you have a commentary in your head that comments how awful it all is, and whoever you look at looks awful and you dislike them. I've been there, so this is why I can talk about it. You also have a wonderful description of it if you read literature in Anna Karenina, the novel Tolstoy, isn't it? Yeah. Anna Karenina, just before she commits suicide, she gets taken over by this intense negative energy, and then the novelist describes how she walks through the city and how she perceives the world, and the commentary is all dreadful. Whatever she looks at, every human is hateful, and everything is awful. And that is an extreme example, which of course the novelist must have experienced himself at some point to be able to describe it. He describes that state of being completely possessed by a negative energy field that controls your mind. So make sure you don't allow the pain body to rise up into your mind and use your thinking to feed on every negative thought. Because as you know, I've explained it and written about it, this is how the pain body feeds. It can feed either on other people's reactions, your partner, colleagues, friends, partners are best, spouses are even better, or it feeds on your thoughts. It rises up into your mind and you start as a train of negative thoughts. Every thought gives more energy to the pain body, which enables the pain body to control your thoughts even more. And so people get this vicious circle of negative energy. And some people are in it for a long period of time, and then for a little while they get out, and then they are back in. It's a dreadful fate, but it doesn't have to be like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much.
And thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have a little moment of stillness.
Thank you.